Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 4.
Good afternoon and welcome to the koolNews at 4. And this is the first newscast to have a shortened 30 minutes. Alright, let's get into the headlines now. A 17th century church in Pampanga, the San Agustin Parish in Lubao, was first located in Barrio Santa Catalina in 1572, but was moved to its present site 30 years later because of what the National Historical Commission of the Philippines (NHCP) described as yearly floods. But last week, as Super Typhoon Carina enhanced monsoon rains and triggered flooding in Metro Manila and some provinces in Luzon, including Pampanga, the church in Lubao, as well as other important cultural properties and national historical landmarks, were inundated. But last week, as Super Typhoon Carina enhanced monsoon rains and triggered flooding in Metro Manila and some provinces in Luzon, including Pampanga, the church in Lubao, as well as other... I'm sorry, I already read that one. Okay, let's begin here. This declared as an NICP, especially for what the National Museum of the Philippines described as its architectural wonders, including 8 imposing Ionic columns. The 410-year-old church, which is the oldest in the Diocese of Caloocan, was established by the Augustinians in 1614, which with the present structure created and completed in 1813. With construction commencing in 1885 and completed in 1888, the Eberasuan Church is a remarkable representation of the period when barrio architecture gained popularity in Spanish-built structures throughout the Philippines. The church was declared as a national shrine by Presidential Decree number 260. There's more. We'll be quick here. According to the website of the local government of Lubao, San Nicolas I, where the church is located, is one of the town's 8 easily flooded barangays. Back in 2016, the San Agustin Parish was likewise hit by flooding, prompting church officials to place sandbags at the church entrance. Maliton Juanico, a retired professor of geography at the University of the Philippines College of Social Science and Philosophy, had said in an inquiry column that aside from heavy rainfall, there are several reasons for the flooding in Pampanga, as well as in Bulacan, especially in the last few years. Massive deforestation of Sierra Madre Mountains, silting of waters, especially because of erosion, the ashfall and halar from Mount Pinatubo's explosion in 1991, and garbage discarded by residents. Subsidence or sinking of the ground. There's more details here which we can find on inquiry there. Alright, let's move on. The Bureau of Fishes and Aquatic Resources warned the public on Thursday that fish harvests from areas with oil slicks are unsafe for consumption. The Bureau maintains that as a precautionary measure, fish harvests from areas where oil slicks are observed be deemed unsafe for human consumption. This is to avoid incidents of food poisoning as a result of indigesting contaminated seafood, said DFAR in the bulletin. Fish sampling collected from Napolitana and Rosario in Cavite showed some degree of tainting with petrochemicals a bit before any oil slicks were noticed in the area. Meanwhile, fish samples from Tanzab, Cavite City and Night did not show any signs of petrochemical contamination at the time the samples were taken. According to BFAR, it is conducting continuous fish sampling in the affected waters of Region 3, Calabarzon, and the National Capital Region to determine if fish and other seafood are contaminated. Cavite Governor John Vic Remula declared a no-catch and sell zone on Wednesday for all shellfish in the coastal areas of the province after the oil spill reached their coastline. Motor Terra Nova was carrying 1.4 million liters of industrial fuel when it capsized and eventually submerged in Bataan. On July 25, the oil spill spread about 12 to 14 kilometers across Manila Bay on Saturday. Meanwhile, significant findings show that the three recent maritime mishaps in Bataan were interconnected, Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remula said on Friday. In an unabashed interview after meeting with the Philippine Coast Guard, Cavite Governor John Vic Remula said that they would reveal these findings in due time. We have significant findings today which we will reveal in due time, he said. Remula said the pieces of evidence would be sufficient to file complaints against those responsible for the sunken motor tankers and vessels. Yes, definitely. We're not talking about an accident here. We're talking about crime. A crime was committed against our people, he said. All three are interconnected, I believe, especially the first two, he added. Motor tanker MKKR Terra Nova sank off Limbay, Bataan last July 25. The PCG said in a advisory, which was also released on Friday, that it was securing a second layer spill boom at ground zero to disperse escaping oil. It added that private vessels were also working to stabilize oil spill booms and conducting sea surveillance for possible oil sightings. Another tanker, the MTKR Jason Bradley, also capsized due to bad weather in the waters of Bataan last July 27. PCG said they are still monitoring the area and are on standby to utilize all these persons if necessary. The MV Mirola 1, which was carrying diesel oil, also ran aground in shallow waters off the coast of Sito Quiapo, Barangay in Mariveles last July 31st, causing the ships to tip over. The PCG said it is likewise on the lookout for possible oil slicks. And two batters from the provinces of Laguna and Cavite bagged the jackpot prizes in two separate lotto draws on Thursday, the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office said on Friday. In an advisory, the PCO said a bettor guessed the winning combinations, which is 31, 02, 27, 41, 17, 12, during the Super Lotto 649, with the total price of 20,077,863.20 pesos. The ticket was bought in Golden City, Marina City, Cavite. Meanwhile, 20 others won 50,000 pesos each for guessing 5 out of the 6 winning digits. 984 bettors will get 1,200 pesos each for 4 correct digits, and 17,480 will settle for 50 pesos each for 3 correct digits. The Super Lotto 649 is joined every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Meanwhile, another bettor from Arcelia's Town Center, Jose Rizal Avenue, San Pablo City, Laguna guessed the winning combination with 03, 15, 11, 17, 19, 13, and the Mega Lotto 645 draw with a total price of 14,733,011.60 pesos. Another 70 bettors won 34,000 pesos each for guessing 5 of the 6 winning digits. 2,327 will get 800 pesos each for 4 correct digits, and 29,532 will settle for 20 pesos each for 3 correct digits. The 642 Lotto is drawn every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The bettor can claim the prize at the PCSO main office in Malandong City by presenting the winning ticket and 2 identification cards. Excuse me. The tax reform for acceleration and inclusion law states that Lotto winnings of more than 10,000 pesos shall be subject to a 20% tax. Prizes not claimed within a year shall be forfeited. PCSO General Manager Melquiades Robeles urged the public to support the agency's leading products to raise additional revenue for health intuitives, medical services, and other national charities. Through its mandatory contributions, the PCSO not only helps individuals in need for medical assistance, but also provides funds to government institutions. Alright, it is now 4:11 in the afternoon, and we will be here until 4:30 in the afternoon to serve you the news headlines in this hour. So stick around, we will be right back. Welcome back to koolNews at 4. Let's continue with the headlines. The volcano in Batangas province had one erratic or steam-driven eruption on Thursday, August 1, according to the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or known as PhilFox. The eruption lasted 5 minutes. PhilFox said in its morning bulletin on Friday. A phreatic eruption is a steam-driven explosion that occurs when water beneath the ground or on the surface is heated by magma, lava, hot rocks, or new volcanic deposits, for example, tephra and pyroclastic flow deposits. PhilFox defines. However, the unrest is unlikely to progress into a magmatic eruption based on the background levels of volcanic earthquake activity and the detected ground deformation, PhilFox emphasized. At least 2 volcanic earthquakes were recorded at Tal volcano in the past 24 hours, PhilFox also reported. The latest activity at the main crater showed a voluminous emission of 1,709 metric tons of sulfur dioxide, which rose to 1,500 meters and drifted southeast and southwest. Tal volcano is still under alert level 1, low level of volcanic unrest, PhilFox said. The agency reminded the public that Tal volcano remained in an abnormal condition and should not be interpreted to have ceased unrest nor ceased the threat of eruptive activity. Satisfaction with President Ferdinand Bongbong R. Marcos Jr.'s performance dipped in March but started recovering in June based on the social weather station survey. In a report dated August 1, XWS said Marcos' net satisfaction rating was at positive 20 in March 2024, down 27 points from the positive 47 score that he got in December 2023. However, it bounced back up to positive 27 based on a survey conducted by social weather survey, or whatever it's called, social weather stations from June 23 to July 1st. The net satisfaction rate for June 2024 was the aggregate score obtained as 55% of respondents interviewed said they were satisfied with Marcos' performance. 28% were dissatisfied and 15% were undecided. The National Social Weather Survey of June 23 to July 1st, 2024 found 55% of adult Filipinos satisfied, 50% undecided, and 28% dissatisfied with the performance of Ferdinand Marcos Jr. as president. Compared to March 2024, gross satisfaction with President Marcos rose from 50%, gross undecided fell from 19%, and gross dissatisfaction fell slightly from 31%, SWS said. The resulting net satisfaction rating is positive 27% satisfied by this percent dissatisfied, classified by SWS as moderate positive 10 to positive 29. This is a 7-point increase from the moderate positive 20 in March 2024, following a decline from the good positive 47 in December 2023, it added. Still, Marcos' score for June 2024 was significantly lower compared to the positive 58 he got a year ago or in June 2023, and his highest ever net satisfaction rating of positive 68 in December 2022. Satisfaction among respondents was highest in Balas Luzon, with 60% saying they were okay with Marcos' performance, followed by 57% in Metro Manila, 55% in Visayas, and 46% in Mindanao. Dissatisfaction was highest in Mindanao at 41%, followed by Visayas at 28%, Metro Manila at 26%, and Balas Luzon at 28%. Marcos' rating was lower than that of his 2 predecessors during the same period. Former President Rodrigo Duterte, in his second year in office, got a positive 45 score in June 2018, whereas former President Benigno Aquino III got a positive 42 net satisfaction rating in May 2012. The SWS said 9% of respondents said they expect Marcos to fulfill all or nearly all of his campaign promises. 17% said that many of the promises would be actualized. 48% said only some would be fulfilled, and 23% who do not believe the president's objectives will be attained. Combined, 27% who were optimistic are those who believe Marcos can fulfill all, nearly all, or many of his promises were up in June 2024 compared to just 22% in March. In past SWS surveys, the percentage of those who expected all or most of President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo's promises to be fulfilled were 19%, which are 5% all or nearly all, 14% most in September 2001, and 23%, which is 8% all or nearly all, 50% most in August 2004. For President Benigno Simon Aquino III, it was 44%, 9% all or nearly all, 35% most in September 2010, and 63%, 22% all or nearly all, 41% most in June 2016, SWS said. For President Rodrigo Duterte, it was 56%, 15% all or nearly all, 41% or for most in September 2016, before it ranged from 35 to 67% from March 2017 to June 2022, it added. According to SWS, the survey was conducted through face-to-face interviews with 1,500 Filipino adults, subdivided into 600 from Balisuzon and 300 each from Metro Manila, the Visayas, and Mindanao. The SWS maintains a sampling error margin of positive negative 2.5% for national percentages, positive negative 4.0% for Balisuzon, and positive negative 5.7% each for Metro Manila, the Visayas, and Mindanao. And now, getting into the international headlines, as U.S. President Joe Biden told Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Thursday that Washington is committed to defending Israel's security against all threats from Iran, the White House said, after the assassination of a top Hamas leader in Tehran. U.S. journalist Evan Skockovich and former U.S. Marine Paul Wegland were released from Russia Thursday, the Turkish government announced in one of the biggest East-West prisoner swaps since the Cold War. A total of 26 people, including 2 minors from the United States, Germany, Poland, Slovenia, Norway, Belarus, and Russia, were involved in the swap carried out by Turkey's MIT intelligence service, Turkey's presidency said. There was no immediate confirmation from U.S. officials, although this swap was widely reported by U.S. television networks. The Kremlin declined to comment on any exchange. Wall Street Journal reporter Gershkovich, age 22, was detained in Russia in March 2023 and convicted in July on spying charges in a fast-track trial denounced as a sham by the United States. Among those being returned to Russia in exchange, the Turkish government said is Vadim Karasikov, a Russian citizen imprisoned in Germany for killing a former Chechen rebel commander in a Russian assassination. Signs of an imminent prisoner swap had picked up momentum early Thursday amid reports a plane used in the previous exchange deal had landed in the Russian exclave of Kaliningrad. Hopes had also risen in recent days after a number of high-profile prisoners in Russia, including Wegland, went missing from facilities where they were serving long terms, fueling speculations they were being moved ahead of an exchange. As a rule, swaps can only happen after a conviction in Russia and the disappearance of several high-profile political prisoners at once is extremely rare. The exchange would be a victory for U.S. President Joe Biden, whose Vice President Kamala Harris will face Republican Donald Trump in the November election. And finally, in entertainment news, after Sandro Bullock submitted a formal complaint against GMA independent contractors Jojo Nunes and Richard Cruz, the latter's camp urge the public to respect the investigation and refrain from posting baseless defamatory allegations. Our clients are deeply saddened by the serious allegations hurled against them circulating on social media, known as N. Cruz legal counsel, attorney Mangi Abraham Garute, said in a statement to Inquirer.net. And though these allegations do not mirror the true accounts of the event, we would like to reserve the right to respond in a proper form when we receive a copy of a formal complaint, she added. As the case has drawn attention and reactions from netizens, Abraham Darkuke appealed, we urge the public to respect the investigation being conducted on this case and re-advise people who have no personal knowledge of the incident to refrain from posting baseless defamatory allegations and therefore unfairly subjecting both parties to public trial. Sandro has yet to speak up on the matter as of this writing, although the young actor shared the koolNews network's early statement via his Instagram stories. Sandro's dad, former child star Nino Mulach, meanwhile stated in a message to the Philippine Daily Inquirer that his legal team advised him not to give a statement until a case has been filed. And just before we wrap up with koolNews at 4, we would like to be quick here as a reminder. Today the KoolFM scheduled changes has gone into effect as we speak. So that means koolNews at 4 will be ending here at 4:30 p.m., which is soon. And along with that one, koolNews at 6 will become an hour newscast in line with the last few episodes of My Tulugan. So that will happen later at 7 p.m. So yeah, stay tuned for the 1 hour newscast of koolNews at 6, back to back with My Tulugan, and then koolNews Prime Time also for an hour. So look forward to that. And also, as Chris Coffee will be having a temporary takeover on Fridays and Saturdays for this week and throughout the month of August, except next week. So yes, 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. later up to koolNews Prime Time. And that is it for koolNews at 4. As always, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And once again, we will be back with more headlines later with the 1 hour debut of koolNews at 6 and koolNews Prime Time at 9. Until then, I am Carlo. Good afternoon.